I mean,
sorry about that. Yeah,
you were talking a bit about Terrell's willingness to trust teammates after the game on Sunday. Is that something that you've seen has grown to some extent, or is that something? I mean, there were times, obviously Sunday, where he was just going down, doing what he could.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think there's any question. He's got much more of a trust factor, but he can't have the ball in his hands that much, play 31 minutes, have 0 assists, and Pishon has 8. So you look at the games, Terrell has 2 or 3 assists. I guarantee you we probably won those games. And so he's got to do more besides score. And it's something that we've talked about going into the game Wednesday. Whether he'll do it, we'll see. But we'll have a better chance if he does that, especially when you got 3 or 4 guys coming at you. But I thought he took maybe 2 bad shots in the game the other night from going back through 2.5. So he only took 16 shots at 25 points. That's pretty good. I'd like to add a few assists to that.
The half shot was the 3-point attempt that he drew the foul on.
Yeah, because he ran right on top of. That's not trusting your teammates, because he ran right on top of Alex. Let Alex do his thing. You know, that's that. And I told that. I said, you know, even though he's got a foul line to shoot 3, that he's got. We're never going to get any better unless we start doing exactly what we're supposed to do. We are getting better, but we're not going to win big games on the road or big games, period, if we don't. All 5 guys do what we're supposed to do. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about this a bit last time about how Ashton Yankees been a little bit of a rut, maybe he didn't score again against NC State. How important is it maybe for you guys to get him going back to his early season form?
Well, the same thing I said last time. You know, Alex has taken some of Panky's minutes. He's taken a lot of his touches. So Ashton's got to figure out another way to help us. And then if he starts to help us, you know, the coach will throw him the ball. James started to play well in the second half, and all of a sudden James was getting the ball on the block. So that's what guys got to understand. We can't sit around and sulk and pout. But you got to create ways to be good. So it's all part of the maturation process that we're going through. And you know, we've talked at length with Ashton about it, and we need him to play well for us to win a game like that. And he can give us anything, and we still hung around. Imagine, you know, if he gave us a little bit more. So you know, we're trying with him. Just keep plugging, and he's got to figure out a way to help us.
And you think maybe this up and down sort of things, maybe a byproduct of this is like his first real season in over 2 years?
Yeah, I hate to make excuses for guys. You can say that. I think it's a different role more than anything. He said that he's playing one spot, and he's playing a different one with Alex. I'd rather confuse Ashton than confuse Alex right now, fair or unfair. So he's going through that, but he's going to help us, and just got to keep plugging with him. The thing about coaching is it never stops, and he's always trying to make guys better, and hopefully we can make Hanky a lot better between now and March.
What similarities, if any, do you see between Alex and Carson? Is it DeRocher's? And I guess by extension, what sort of challenge is that likely to be for Alex? Something he hasn't seen, or just
no? I don't think
too notable.
Similarities are both skilled. They're both tall and they're both white. So I mean, I don't know what else.
Okay, that's plenty.
You can skip the last part if you want.
I will.
And, you know, I don't think they post him as much as we post our guy. He can shoot us, so Alex got to get out there, but Alex practices that every day. And, yeah, I just know what I got, and I'm trying to figure out how to guard Wake Forest more. So, and I know we recruited Carson a little bit coming out of high school with A&M, so I've seen him and watched him. He's very skilled.
Okay.
What happened on those, when you saw the film, those 2 plays where NC State's big guy, Deshaun Painter, came down, and it looked like he beat the defense down court, I think 2 plays in a row. Is that, when you were talking about not getting back on defense, are those among the plays you were thinking of? And is that, yeah.
Yeah, that stretch right there, we were down 3, 2 straight possessions and had bad offensive possessions. And we didn't run back twice in a row, and they went up 6. And one time, lack of communication, and should have switched men. It was just stubbornness and inexperience. Had 2 freshman bigs in, and didn't communicate. Should have switched. Could have taken the first one away. Second one, there was 3 guys that were wrong. We were supposed to, what we call, cup the ball. We were supposed to be slowing the ball down. Point guard should have been all the way back, and then Alex, quite frankly, just didn't run very hard. And it's been 3 guys wrong on that possession. So then they get a 3-point play, then we come down and turn it over, and then we guard wrong in our ball screen defense. They hit a 3, it's 9. Next time down, we don't box out. And it's 11. Okay, so that's the whole game right there. That's the whole game. And that's who we are, and we got to get rid of those plays because didn't run back, didn't execute, guarded a play wrong, and then didn't box out, which has been a problem of ours all year. So it's a product of fighting through when it's not going well, and we didn't do it. But those 4 or 5 plays is everything. I mean, actually, the time before that, when it was a 1-point game, they went up 3. We guarded the side ball screen wrong with another freshman. Guarded wrong. We fouled, and they went up 3. So you can go through those positions. That was the entire game. We had 3 freshmen on the floor, which probably isn't very good coaching. But got to play them at some point. Got to rest guys. And, that's all we have to watch. That's all we have to talk about. And for the rest of the game, we competed and tried hard. I think State's pretty good, to be quite honest. They make scoring look easy. They're efficient. Make free throws. So
you think it was effort, not conditioning, had nothing to do with it?
I think Alex is out of shape. Yeah, he's not in game shape. And I think we got to be tougher.
You've talked a lot about how you coach by feel. After the game, you talked about how you wanted to make sure Pishon wasn't playing quite so many minutes. How do you balance those 2 things where you're probably thinking to yourself in game, I need Pishon on the floor against sort of a longer term thing there?
Yeah, I got some ideas. We'll see. I got some ideas. I talked to Pishon about it. I like to get him between 30 and 32 when he's not in foul trouble. And Terrell got in foul trouble in the first half, and that kind of messed us up a little bit with his minutes. And so I don't have a 3rd point guard right now because I've taken Nick completely away from that. So a lot of games left, a lot of time. We can make some more adjustments and keep trying to figure this out.
Wake Forest, what have you seen? What concerns you about what the game defense did?
Oh, they're pretty confident. They got a good record. Beat a really good Virginia Tech team. Got a lot of good players, but 3 guys that carry the bulk for them. Harris, McKee do most of it. Really good players. Well coached. Spread you. Really do a good job spreading you and driving you. So, you know, and we're not world beaters. It's more about us, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I can talk about Wake Forest because I know that's what you guys want to hear, but it's really about how much better are we going to get between now and tomorrow night. Was it 7 or 8 tomorrow night?
7.
Oh, good. 7 tomorrow night. How much better are we going to get between now and then? That'll give us a chance to beat them. So they're not going to run anything that we haven't seen or know how to guard or haven't practiced. It's just getting out there and doing it and getting better and playing with toughness and playing with a winning attitude and all that kind of stuff.
With this being the first ACC game at home, what's your hope or expectation for turnout, and what would you like to see?
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm not going to get into that game with you guys. All I know is that crowd tonight was phenomenal in Raleigh.
Oh, yeah.
There's 18,000 people there. And so we'll see. I thought our last crowd, who'd we play? Cornell. I thought we had that was a nice crowd. I think it was 12,000 announced. I think we got about 13,000 seats sold for tomorrow's game. Whether they'll show up, we'll see. But it'd be nice to, I think our young men deserve it. They've worked hard. We've gotten better. It's not like we're not trying to get better. I think we're getting better, and we've represented Maryland, in a pretty first-class manner so far.
You think the officials are calling the fouls correct? This isn't about one game. I know you can't comment specifically, but sometimes 7-1 guys get treated differently by officials. Do you think they understand him, and do you think he's getting treated fairly by officials and getting the calls that he should?
Yeah, I do. I think we have great officials. I really do. I think the ACC officials are great. You're not going to always get every call. They're not going to get every call right. It's harder to referee guys that you don't get to see every day. So you don't see an Alex every day. You don't see 7'2" guys, one guys every day. So yeah, it's harder for them to do that. But you know, something that we've talked to Alex about and we've talked about as a staff. It's just going to take a while. The league officials they know what they're doing, and they'll get used to reffing him. They'll talk about it and say, hey, he really does block shots above the square, you know. And then I'll say, you know, he can block shots up there. Just tell all your buddies. So word spreads, and they'll figure out how to do it with him.
2 or 3 more. You've talked a lot about youth and about learning and guarding ball screens the wrong way and things like that. And I'm just wondering if this group is particularly, if you've had a harder time getting through this group than you did at other places, and if that's the case, why, or is this just typical freshman stuff?
No, we're going through first year coach, new system, new players playing. We'll all go through it, and no matter how good it is, you guys will hear me complain for the next how many years that I'm lucky enough to be here. I'm lucky, but no, we're just going through growing pains. And, you know, when I'm coaching Nick Faust, or I'm coaching Alex, and I'm coaching Ashton Pankey, Terrell, Pishon, our young guys, I'm not only thinking about today, I'm not only thinking about tomorrow night's game, I'm thinking about next year, the year after that. And I'm coaching them as well as I can so I don't have to coach them, you know, 2 years from now. And they're helping me coach the next guy. And and then we're still trying to figure out how to play. I know that sounds crazy, but I think we're getting closer to that. We know we're going to play man-to-man. We know we're not going to zone. How we're going to guard ball screens, we're going to keep working on that, adjusting. And, you know, should we run every possession, or should we walk it up some? I mean, we're trying to figure that out. Right? Who to run plays for? It's just all part of, you know, new guys. I understand Pishon's personality a lot better today than I did a month ago, so I can coach him better. So it's just, we just approach every day to improve as much as we can. And I know it sounds crazy, but we do. And we were all pissed, down, upset that we lost the other night. And you can say, hey, we were picked 11th or 10th or whatever we were picked, but we don't hear any of that. We just want to be the best team we can possibly be, and that's all I ask of my guys. And that's 2 things I said. I would just be mentally into what I'm trying to teach you, and compete as hard as you can. Just give me those 2 things. And during those plays we talked about, we were mentally into it, and we didn't compete as hard as we can, and that was the game. So we'll get them there. It takes time.
This is going to seem like kind of an off-the-wall question, but indulge me. I am not a parent. I have never been a parent. I think it was a long time since Gary had been a parent. And I'm wondering if the fact that you've got your own kids and you have to tell them to take out the garbage or whatever 8 straight times, is it all helpful to you in this?
Yeah, I don't know if it's age, which mellows you, as we all know, but kids teach you patience. And I spent a year in the NBA too. So in the NBA, players are allowed to express themselves. And so I don't have a problem with that as long as it's expressing themselves in a manner that's going to help our team. So I've mellowed a lot. If you had seen me coach 10 years ago, there's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't put up with, but my team was always, we were always so tight, we were losing close games, and I realized that, hey, we got to relax a little bit. just make guys better. And but no, I have much more patience today because I am a father. I have 3 kids, and also I think I treat kids with more respect because I wouldn't want anybody treating my kids with disrespect just because of the coach. So I try to treat kids with respect. Sometimes I don't earn it, but I try to.
Thanks, Joe.